How do you describe Web3?
Web3. Well, it's about empowering users uh, and reimagining what life digitally can be. And what I mean by that is there's all these platforms that there's this tendency of centralization of control. That's in nature, in everything. Things tend to centralize because centralization is very efficient. There's no denying that centralization is more efficient, right? But decentralization is much more resilient and much more favorable to the broader group that's participating in this collective activity. And so it's this effort of balancing out the power between the platforms, the incumbent platforms in the digital landscape that we have currently, and that tend to emerge with the users. That's a long-winded way of saying in Web3, the user is part owner, and therefore they have more control of what happens in the future. They're not just along for the ride, and just going along with what the platforms want to do. They themselves have some form of control, and that's a wonderful thing. Even though it's not quite as efficient as a centralized database, but it sure is a lot more resilient. So in the long term, it's much more stable. Um, Ironically enough, even though it's a category that's known for sometimes being volatile, it's actually much more stable in the long term.
Well, it's like we've got to go through the unstable, volatile times to get to the stability because we need
Mhm.
more adoption, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, beautifully put.